But we certainly will see plenty of them now. As the kickoff, and again, that breeze, it seems to have picked up again, and you can see it swirl away just there as now Kaslik takes it infield. She's working as the sweeper. Parry has the ball now. Parry dummies and gets up over the 40. They'll readjust here and realign as Tonagato standing in at first receiver there. Kaslik switches the play. Oh, good defense shown by Sunnybank. They're certainly here to play. Parry's unmarked on the outside. Kaslik has the ball. Will she use her? She may not need to. Parry goes towards the line. She's cut off by some good Sunnybank covering defense, though, as they now look to go wide, and that'll be a penalty. The first of the match, the quick tap is taken. So they go wide again. Tonagato has the ball now. Looking for Morrison out wide, but no, may not need it. Cuts back on the inside as they go forward and turn over the ball for Sunnybank. So Sunnybank now going wide. Inside ball opens up the middle. So Kaslik turns the ball over now. Morrison in and away, turning back on the inside, so it opens up now. Brooke Anderson, will she go all the way? Yes, she will. Nice try to Anderson. Really opened up as Liz Entwistle's going to join us again. How are you, Liz? You had a bit of a lunch break there.
I did get to walk around to some of the other fields, watched Field 2 and some of the action up there, and some of the teams are going to be playing later in the day. But this is one of the games I'm most excited about in the tournament. We've played against Sunnybank several times with the Stars program. We saw them win Byron Bay the last couple of years. I know that they're a skilled team. Been told that they're missing 4 of their players playing with the Wallaroos yesterday in that test match. And, of course, you can't say enough about this team from Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Certainly plenty of skills. Sunnybank holding them out for over almost 2 minutes. And we'll go down to the sidelines shortly with Katja. She's been doing a great job getting all the interviews down there for us, all the exclusive, all the buzz of the Central Coast Sevens. Of course, this is the Kinesio Cup side of the draw. Kinesio doing great things and doing great things for all the athletes here today. I went down and got myself a little neck rub there at halftime.
Yeah, they've been great in that Kinesio 10. I've got more tape on me than I think I've ever had as a player right now. I was kind of straightening up some of my injuries from playing over in Europe this summer. So thanks to the folks at Kinesio Australia for connecting that. Hopefully these players don't need it. We only see a couple of them strapped up right now. So it's been a good, clean tournament. Haven't really seen many injuries, and that's what you get with this high skill level.
Yes, certainly do. Sunnybank get the tap. That kick not going the full distance. Again, the dummy thrown. Here comes Sunnybank attacking now. They're quick. The Pearls come around. Oh, just couldn't hold the ball there. Sasha Hallett-Mahuka coming down the touchline. She was looming, almost getting the try there, Liz.
Yeah, she's a fantastic player. I know she's had quite a history of playing here in Australia herself. This is a really great matchup. Both former champions of the Central Coast Sevens tournament. Sunnybank won it a few years ago. Australia, the defending champions from last year, looking to book their way into another final. They take home that big prize as well as the entry into the Coral Coast Sevens in Fiji.
Yeah, I don't know what's better, the prize money or the trip to Fiji there, Liz.
I'll take both.
One of the great parts of the world, and of course the Coral Coast Sevens, the brother tournament here, or sister tournament.
That's a great quick scrum, and that's what you expect from Australia, too. Balls in, balls out, and now they've drawn the penalty. Going to go quick. Of course, yeah. Charlotte Kaslik, no stranger to any of our viewers. Her hair a little bit shorter than normal, but she's still got her signature ribbons in. Well,
she goes without the ball there, Kaslik, but she did take the quick tap and got them on the front foot. So now Sunnybank in a very good position here to attack the line, and we'll see where this ball goes and see just how this Aussie Pearls gold side can readjust, realign to some good Sunnybank attack at the moment.
Yeah, Sunnybank, a team that has quite a few threats. Last weekend saw some fantastic play out of Tui Sheed, Charlotte Kennington. Charlotte is someone that they've been bringing on as a tactical substitute. So we'll see her when she comes on the field. Very blonde and very quick.
Well, that scrum was a good one by the Aussie Pearls side, the women's side. And, of course, the Aussie Pearls green side on the other side of the draw playing against Japan. So be interesting to see that matchup as well.
Yep, I think fantastic rugby all around. With that other matchup yet to come, we know Japan has been strong and physical in their rucks.
Ooh,
so no matter whoever plays them is a tough game ahead.
Tonagato, uncharacteristic error, centre field, as now Sunnybank get the ball back. Good counter-rucking, though, by Parry, getting right down low, and that's how you do it at home, kids.
Yep, we saw advantage being indicated by the referee, so we are going to have a scrum down to Sunnybank, still inside of their 22, so looking to attack, looking to score that try, get the equalizer, and of course, if they're able to place that kick well, they would go up. Australia going to be looking to execute their exit strategy.
Well, it's a good part of the field to have a scrum here, just left of the post. There's a fairly big short side, so we might see a little play come back that way, but no, they go open, looking to run across the field and turning a player back in there in Sasha Hallett-Mahuka.
Yep, saw great defense by Australia. They had it covered to the outside, so our only option was to cut back in. Trying not to isolate ourselves,
The breakdown work again by the Australian side. It's world class and very hard to get good quick ball away for the Sunnybank side as Kaslik turns Parry back in field. She opens up, doesn't have the support she needs, may not need it as she gets pulled down over the 40. Kaslik in an acting half, goes wide as they look to advance the ball. Tonagato, we know she's quick, elusive. She's wrestled down from behind there as the ball comes out wide now, looking to consolidate this ball, just settle things down the Australian side. Oh, that's a good straight run, and she's still going, looking for support, and she'll be pulled down. Paige McGregor there, and may lose the ball. Yes, she does.
Yeah, some good cover defense by the Sunnybank team. We saw when Australia was resetting their offense, Sunnybank coming up together, kinking that connected line, so preventing Australia from getting another try. We'll see what happens here. I would expect that penalty, and yes, it's shown by the referee, so it's going to be Australia diving over the ruck. Penalty to
the card's
Sunnybank.
going to come out. McGregor's going to find herself in some trouble. The cheese has come out. Hasn't seen too much airtime today, but a referee, Drew Tonks, pulls it out, and now Australia will be disadvantaged by the one-player overlap from Sunnybank as they immediately go wide, turning back inside, going back outside. But again, the covering defence by the Australian side is there, and Parry throws the ball out to Kaslik. If they can get a try here, it'll be a good stuff as Tonagato, she winds up, and she'll go all the way, Liz.
Yep, she's doing exactly what she did for Australia during the Women's Sevens World Series this year. A fantastic breakout star of this Australia team. You know, had years of experience, but really came out during the Atlanta Sevens tournament. What's nice about them scoring this try here, too, is they're going to eat up a lot of the time on that yellow card. So scoring while they're shorthanded, they're able to take the time on the kick, wind down the clock so they can be close to full seven, if not for the entire second half of play.
Well, we'll see the replay there. Such a balanced runner of the football. She certainly sees a lot of tries. She probably is even the leading try scorer of this tournament at the moment. On the women's side of the draw, I'd imagine. Should be close, as well as Hanoko from Japan, who scored quite a few for that side as well.
And then we can't forget one of your favorite players from that Hunter women's team as well, doing all the work. There's been some great efforts by all the teams out here this weekend. Australia's going to go into the second half here with a 12-0 lead. We'll see what the coaches have to do to readjust and realign their teams at halftime. I think if you're Sunnybank, you have to be pretty pleased that you've kept the scoreline so close. Just one misstep there. To end the second half, and it's something you can certainly come back from, but we know Australia is the best of the best, and they're not going to be holding anything back. They're looking to book their place in the finals again.
Well, that's right. You don't win gold medals by sleeping in at home, do you? So Catherine Tapini for the Sunnybank side, she was pretty good. She was leading the defence there in that first half. They're going to expect big things from her. But who from the Australian side would you like to see open up really and get this Australian side into the final?
Goodness, I think if there's anyone Australia count on for the try scoring, it is that Tonagato. We know that Charlotte Kaslik will set everyone up, and you got some big, strong runners and ball carriers between Shannon Perry and Chloe Dalton. So it could be anyone from this Australia team that leads them to another try, and I think they'd be looking to score to open up the second half, put an even wider margin between them and these Sunnybank Dragons.
Well, one player we haven't seen too much of today is Shanae Zesalatia. She may have an injury. I'm not too sure. We might get some word on that a little bit later. But she was certainly the superstar yesterday.
She was. I remember her name distinctly because you two were saying it so much. She made her impact on this tournament on day one, and that's a great thing with a team that does again have so much depth, is that they can kind of pick and choose their roles for their players. We do see of note too, Australia has pulled up Nita Maynard. She was playing with Avoca Beach, so she's wearing her Avoca socks still, filling in the injury spot. So whether it was that empty roster space or someone that was injured, they've brought up a couple players from other teams in the tournament.
Well, that's good, and that's a great opportunity for Maynard to be coming up into this Australian women's gold side. That's a big step up, and that's a great opportunity.
Yeah, she's no stranger to the international game. She played with Australia in the Coral Coast Sevens last year, was playing with Avoca Beach today. Last weekend she was with Nations, the weekend before with Tribe, and when she's made her mark in tournaments in France, was a player of the tournament at the Howard Hinton Sevens in France earlier this year. So if she gets a chance to burn on the field, I'm sure she'll take most of it.
Yeah, certainly. We've seen her over the last couple of years in this Central Coast Sevens, and she's got a lot of toe, hasn't she? And she's very good with ball in hand.
She killed us last year. We had our Stars Sydney Rams game on this field, beach ball gate. It was Nita that prevented us from winning. So she's one that we actually adopted and brought her on tours with Stars later.
Yeah, sure. So now the ball comes back out.
Yep, solid scrum by Sunnybank, and they still have the space on the field. They still have that one-woman advantage. We see them getting ready, Australia getting ready to pull on their yellow-carded player.
Yeah, there we go. But Sunnybank getting on the outside there
and
as they come around. And now they're looking to attack, Liz, and looking pretty good. Good structure shown. Oh, the ball just there, wasn't there. The execution not quite there, but they still get around, but can't get around Elliott there as they pull down on the 22. Sunnybank, though, looming, showing good skill here, good composure as they now go sideways, straightening up the attack. Oh, the gap was almost there, and now good chance to counter by the Aussie Pearls girls side.
Yeah, good vision by Sunnybank. There was that hole that opened up, just couldn't quite get the pass off. And now we go to the knock-on by Australia, so they get to bring on fullbacks, 7 players. We see Sunnybank making some substitutions. Worth noting for Sunnybank, that is Charlotte Kennington on the far side of the field. That's come on as one of their halftime subs, and of course a couple of their player changes on the field. So we'll see a put in by Sunnybank. Again, Australia inside their 22. We'll watch for their exit strategy and how they buy themselves a little bit more space on the field.
Yes, certainly will. And as you mentioned, a couple of changes coming throughout the tournament. Nita Maynard, the big name in this game, coming into the squad. But now Sunnybank. It's been all Sunnybank in this second half. Almost 10 minutes down. They look to go the short side. Well, they know it's picked up, and that's a little short arm penalty there as the ball is immediately fed out wide. But again, going sideways, they need to really angle some players here if they're going to get through this Australian defence.
Yeah, this number 5 for Sunnybank has been quite a strong presence for their team throughout the tournament, scoring tries and setting up a few herself. We saw her looking her probe, see if she could find a hole. It was Australia's defense had it covered, and now they've gotten the penalty, so they're going to get themselves out of the 22, and if not all the way downfield shortly. Well,
Catholic to Tonegado, we've said it so many times over the tournament, and that's what got them on the front foot again there. And now there's plenty of space out wide. Oh, that pass may have gone forward, yes. Floated forward in the end. Maddie Elliott under a lot of pressure there, and the pass to Brooke Anderson just probably went about half a metre forward there.
Yeah, it was great vision. They knew where the space was, and there's a good switch of the field, too, to get it back to this near sideline. So lucky for Sunnybank that it was just a little bit forward, carried perhaps by the strong winds today.
Yes, certainly the wind is definitely at their back at the moment, and you can see their hair blowing around out there.
Yep, not a bad day to have a scrum cap on.
Yeah, there you go. And the ball's fed out wide. Kerry Lingman straightens the attack, turning back on the inside, popping up. This is good hands shown by the Sunnybank side. There's 7 specialists trying to get around now. Oh, inside, gets away from the tackle. Just couldn't stick there.
Yep.
Anderson, so now Sunnybank with a poor pass sends them back to the halfway as Hallett Mahuka now goes wide to Lingman. Lingman backing her chances there, and Lingman gets up towards the 40.
Yep, I think a couple of these numbers not quite matching with the Sunnybank players on the field, too. That was actually Charlotte Kennington on the outside. So our apologies to any viewers back home.
No apologies needed as the
That's all
ball's
good rugby all the
turned
same.
over again. As we see a few injuries throughout the day, a few jersey swaps. I tell you, I wouldn't like wearing my jersey after a game of sevens, that's for sure.
Do you play much sevens yourself, Gareth?
Back in the day, I sauntered around. One of my favourite memories is scoring off a kickoff as a young whippersnapper, but probably couldn't even run 10 metres these days.
So 10 meters is about all you have to cover with these kickoffs. All these aerial specialists, too. One of my favorite tries from the last year had to have been from Team Canada. We saw a one-armed grab on recovering his own kickoff and going the distance down the field. Some mighty skills there. Almost as skilled as these Australia women, though. Yeah,
they certainly have got some skill, and it's the two sides. They haven't chosen a development side. They've split the top-ranked players, I guess. So the green versus the gold will be an exciting prospect if they do come away with a victory. And with 2 minutes to go and 2 tries up, it's looking more and more likely in this semi-final matchup. So now they go wide.
Just great.
Oh, there we go again. Great step off the left. She's very elusive. And as you said before, Sasha Halep-Mahuga, she's been one of the tournament vibes, hasn't she?
Yeah, if I were picking an all-tournament dream team, she would definitely be one of them. She's done so much for the Sunnybank team and really opened up the games. Draws a penalty here. It'll give Sunnybank a real attacking opportunity. But we've seen this Australia defense just aligned so well, coming up calmly. We don't see them shooting up and creating gaps. They're connected to each other, building that wall.
Yeah, certainly. They play more of a drifting style defence, don't they, and really readjust, realign, and scramble so well. We saw that in the gold medal match in the Olympics where they just scrambled, did a lot of defending and just out-defended their opposition and came away with the gold.
Yeah, I don't think you're really going to do much to beat their work rate on the field.
Here comes Cecilia making her first impact in the match, goes immediately to the blind, and here she goes now down the sideline. She's got one to beat. Ball was in the wrong arm, but tries to bump off and does palm off. Has support. Finds a Sunnybank player, but making an immediate impact, as we mentioned before. She's one to watch out for. And getting over the ball again, the Australian players. G. Parry, she's so good over the ball at that breakdown and not giving anyone any chance as they go wide again. Here's Parker out wide in the pink headgear, and she'll score a try.
Yeah, fantastic work. Like you mentioned, Shannon Perry has been a beast on the field. The way that she has attacked these rucks, either producing the ball from counter-rucking or making sure that she's sealing as the number 2 for her team, they're not going to lose the ball if Shannon Perry is there as rucking.
Oh, 100%. She, as the hooter goes there full-time, Parker scoring another try for the tournament on that far side wing. But Parry, I mean, I don't know how you can get the ball back when she's over it all the time.
Yeah, fantastic rucking form, too. Low to the ground, driving so hard. And it's a beautiful, beautiful try going around the corner to the outside. And like you mentioned before, Cecilia coming in, making an immediate impact with that breakdown field, wondering if she might have been held so that way she's freshly rested for this final upcoming. It'll be the Australia gold team booking their first spot in the final. Coming up next is going to be the Aussie green side taking on Japan.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of the Aussie green side on field number 1 here on Central Coast Sevens main field in the party box, Les, but we've seen plenty of Japan, and Japan, for me, they've been the most impressive side and tournament improvers if you go from last year into this year. I know probably there's not as many teams as last year in the women's side of the draw for the Canisier Cup, but certainly are the big improvers.
Yeah, Japan in the last couple of years played as Rue Girl Sevens, so similar to the Tribe team here in Australia that develops players and travels all over. The Rue Girl Sevens plays at several tournaments. This year, playing as Japan, a team that has been just ferocious on the field. It's solid form with their tackles, solid form in the rucks. They're not a team that gives up anything easily. I did see a couple of games yesterday with this Aussie Pearls green side. One of the players that stood out a bit was Mahala Murphy. She was scoring tries left and right, making her bid to be the next Elia Green. Yeah,
definitely. They certainly play a similar style. Maybe Green, who'll be joining us up here shortly as well, certainly has the pace. She's the quickest on the World Sevens Tour, I'd imagine.
Yeah, she's burned our team quite a few times. So,
but I tell you, there's a player to watch out here, Hanaka Susumi. She certainly is one to look out for this Japanese development side. She scored some amazing tries down this right-hand touchline, and indeed on the far side as well, but she also gets in and plays a bit of a playmaker role. And also Emi Tanaka, the 12,